Hello everyone and welcome back to This Is Real Life. I'm your host Sheri, and on today's Real Life Friday video, we're gonna DIY a very quick and a very easy Halloween signpost for our front yard. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Sheri, this is Real Life Friday. This isn't DIY Wednesday. Well, I'm here to tell you that because it's real life, Halloween is going to be here before you know it. So we need to take every opportunity we can to get us some really good Halloween decor. So, Real Life Friday, we're making a signpost. And do you know, these signposts, people are wanting an exorbitant amount of money for these signposts. I was just scrolling through, I just typed in to Google Images, Halloween signpost. There's one here on Etsy. It's called Storybook Directional Wood Decor Sign, $150. Here's another one, Spooky Witch and Wizard Halloween Directional Sign on Etsy for $154. I feel like we may have just found our side hustle. I'm telling you. Now, you can get some cheapy, smaller, like here at, I think it's at the Michaels. It's a 3-foot Halloween directional yard stake sign. It's $15. So you could purchase a little cheapy one for cheap. But if you want something substantial and huge and something that's gonna make a statement in your front yard, if you didn't wanna make it, you could be paying $179. This one says $275, $150. I mean, seriously, who knew that the Halloween directional signpost was a total racket? Especially, oh, this one's cute. The ones I really like the look of, it looks like they used a lot of scrap wood for their arrows. That's why we're gonna get away with this so cheap, because just look around. What can you use? I'll tell you what I found for total free. So I was in my scrap wood pile and I did have this like 1x1, 2x2, you know, one of these. I use them quite a lot. They're very cheap. They're like under $5 for like a 6 or 8 foot length. So if you didn't have anything, you could run out and buy this. Now, this is the only piece of this I had, and it's just a little bit too short. I could use it. If this was the only thing I had and I didn't want to go buy anything, I would 100% use this. But you could use anything, because I was in my backyard and I pulled this, which is a ginormous stake for a tree. And it just so happens it was just next to my pomegranate tree in my backyard. The tree was not attached to it at all. I just yanked it right out of the ground. Now this appears to be, you know, like 9 feet tall. So I am gonna hack it. And it also already has the dagger at the end. This would be good if you didn't mind staking your directional sign in the ground every year, but I don't want to do that. So what I was thinking is we find an old plastic pot that is big enough. I haven't found one just yet because I haven't scoped out my backyard. But you know, like yay big by yay tall. We put our post in it, we fill it with rocks, and we just place it out front. But if you didn't want to do that, you could easily just hammer this into the ground. Either way, the storage on this is going to be very easy. You've just got a stake with some arrows nailed to it. If you do it with the pot, you've just got a pot that you can dump the rocks out into your yard, and then next Halloween, fill that pot back up with those same rocks and place it out. Anything that you think could be a pole that you find around your house, you use it. So free right here. Then I was scavenging around and I have a bunch of offcuts of fence boards. I don't know what project they were from, but I saved them. And these to me, while maybe a tinsy-wincy bit shorter than I would like, I've got a bunch of them. What's this? I've got 6 right here, 4, so I've got 10. And these are already cut to a nice length. All I need to do is really make like an arrow. Done. But if you didn't have any old fence boards, any 2x4 you have laying around, any old shelf you have laying around that you could jigsaw out some arrows, that'd work. I was gonna use this leftover piece of this really thin 1/4-inch board that I used for the backer of the log mirror, but then I saw these and I'm like, these are already cut to size. I just need to actually just put arrows on them and these will be done. So, like I said, look around your house. And if you don't have anything around your house for the post, I contemplated using a giant tree branch. It's literally laying over there because I contemplated using it. So if you got a chainsaw or some loppers, go get a fairly straight, but could be cute if it was kind of gnarly, 5 foot tall, kind of thickish tree branch that you could just nail some signs in. Done. So I'm telling you, Etsy wants like $150, $154 for this. So far, we're into it for free. For free! Okay, so now that you have all of your scrap wood selected, and I'm telling you, use whatever you find. I was just thinking that these might be a little bit too uniform for me. I might want to like trim some down, maybe find some other scrap wood to make arrows that are a little bit longer. I might mix it up, and I think I will because I think I like that look. So our first step is to cut our arrows. We want to decide how many streets we're gonna have, like Pet Cemetery, Woodsboro, get it? We could do Spooky Graveyard. You could even say like Trick or Treat with an arrow pointing to your front door, whatever. So think of how many signs you want to nail to your post and then jigsaw out that many arrows. And I'm not gonna make my arrows the same. Some might even just be like this. Some might have like just a point. Some might have, I'm just gonna, you know, like you're in like an old mining town. Year 1 of the mining town, they only had 1 street. So they only had 1 of these. But then year 2, they got 2 more streets. So whatever was lying around, they nailed up those 2 more streets. That's what I want this to look like. I don't want it to look completely uniform and completely brand new. But that's my aesthetic. You can do whatever aesthetic is your aesthetic because you're making it yourself. So I have my jigsaw and I'm gonna get to jigsawing. Okay, so that was super easy. As you saw, I didn't even get out a pencil. I didn't trace anything. I just free-handed with my jigsaw, and I got 7 signs. 2 of them I thought would be cute to just not put an arrow on, and then when I Cricut out what it's gonna say, I'll just make an arrow with my Cricut, just to give some variety in the signs. Can't guarantee I'm gonna use them all, but I did 7. And then I trimmed my post down to the size I wanted, which I picked 6 feet. I felt like that was a good size. So yeah, I think that I am going to leave it this weathered color. Now, however you want to paint yours, that is up to you. And then I think I'm gonna paint all of my signs with my leftover charcoal, chalky smooth Rust-Oleum chalk paint. So I'm just gonna slap a quick coat of this onto these. I may even, once they're dry, take my palm sander and distress them a little bit. I was also thinking maybe on some of them, I do like an outline of orange. I don't know, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But this is going by so quickly. So I'm gonna slap some paint onto these, then we just wait for them to dry. And while they're drying, we're gonna go into our Cricut and we're gonna print out all of our street names. I told you, it's so easy. So I finished painting all of my sides gray. I painted the front and the back. And they're not fully dry, but I'm like, let's move on. So I got some orange paint, and it's just cheapy like poster paint. It's what I had over there, and I watered it down. I started outlining the signs in orange, and I think it looks so cute. Just quickly with my same sponge brush, I didn't even change my brush. I just watered down some orange paint, dipped my sponge brush in, grabbed a sign, and now I'm only doing the orange on one side. I'm not doing it on both sides. So if you are gonna do a detail like this, just make sure you have enough signs pointing this way as opposed to pointing this way. You don't want them all pointing the same way. So flip them over, mix them around, paint your edges or whatever. Don't paint your edges. I mean, just plain looks fine too, but I like the orange detail. Vroop, vroop, paint the edge, and then just go vroop, not even caring. You know, this old-timey sign, it's from like Salem witch trial days. So yeah, they didn't use rulers, they just had to freehand everything. So that's what I'm doing. Easy, and I think the detail is super cute. Do I want all the wording in white? And I think I do, hopefully, if I have enough white Cricut vinyl. But yeah, I think, I mean, with the orange detail, that is darling. And that just jacked up our Etsy price right there. So there you have it. So cute. And then we wait for them to dry. And when we wait for them to dry, we'll go inside, because I'll tell you what, the mosquitoes found the like 2 holes in my jeans, the back of my leg, I can feel right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's probably 10 mosquito bites on the back of my leg. I didn't spray anything on me, clearly, because I was in long pants. I didn't think the mosquitoes would find all the holes in my jeans and start biting me to shit, but they are. Now, if you didn't have vinyl, don't worry, hand paint, it's fine. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's old-timey, so I wouldn't worry about it. I just have a Cricut, so I'm gonna use a Cricut. But if I didn't, believe you me, I would just get a paintbrush and hand paint street names on there. So yeah, that's it. Next step, in the house. So I have all of my signs made. Mausoleum, Woodsboro, Elm Street, Pumpkin Patch, Camp Crystal Lake, and Dead End Road. Oh wait, and Pet Cemetery. Now, when I printed all of these out on my Cricut and laid out all of my signs, I didn't realize till like the 4th one that I made 4 point the same direction. Oopsie, everything's that way, just head that way. So don't make that mistake. But the way I'm going to place these on my post, I don't think it's gonna matter that much. Now, I've seen the sign posts where, like, here's the post, and they just have all of the signs nailed to the front. I wanna kind of do mine more like a street sign, where one's this way, one's this way. So I may wanna utilize like 2 sides of my post, maybe 3. And then what I was thinking is, obviously you could just nail these into your posts, but because of the way I want to do them, for ease of storage, I think I might want to screw them into my post so that I could unscrew them, store all my signs separately in a pile, and then store my post separately, just leaning up against the wall of my shed. But you could do it however. Nailing, bop, 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 easy peasy. But then probably will have to store it that way for its entire life. So, screwing, nailing, whatever you want, you just need to put our signs on our post. Okay, so this might be the most cumbersome part of this whole project, is figuring out how we want our signs to be placed on our post. I do have my drill outfitted because I am going to pre-drill these, and a drill with my bit for my screws. Obviously, if you were gonna nail this in, hammer and nail. Very, very simple. I'm gonna consider this my front. I'll work on maybe a couple on this side and maybe a couple on this side, leaving my back blank. I have 7 signs to work with. I probably don't want them to go any lower than about here. So yeah, I just kind of figure that out and space them out. I don't know, maybe Woodsboro is in that direction. I think that could be cute. So, there's really no rhyme or reason. I'm just gonna start screwing these on and see how it looks. Okay, I've got all 7 signs screwed in. Come on, look at how cute. So I did 1 on this side, I did the 4 on the front, and then 2 on this side. And I think it looks so fucking cute, but scary at the same time. So now all we have to do is figure out if we want to stake it into our yard or if we want to take a pot that we may already have something growing in, plant it in another pot, and then use this pot and fill it with rocks and stick that in there. The choice is yours. So yeah, the next time you see it, we'll have it in the yard. Okay, I have placed it where I think it's gonna go, and it looks really good. Are you ready to see it? Here it comes. Dun, 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 dun. Look at it. Oh my God, I love it. It is so cute. And I just filled that planter with some dirt, and then I put the thing in, and then I put some rocks at the bottom to weigh it down, and then I filled it with more rocks, and it's in there. It's not going anywhere. It is so cute and spooky. Okay, you may not be able to see me right now because it's totally dark outside, but I put my uplights shining on our street sign, and I have to show it to you in the dark because it is cute but spooky, like spooky. Get ready for it. Here it comes. Dun, 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 dun. Spooky. I love it. With the uplights in the dark when the kids are trick-or-treating. Are you kidding me right now? It's absolutely perfect. I mean, seriously, can you believe that something very similar to this is online for like $150, and we made it with a tree stake and some scrap wood, some old paint, and some Cricut vinyl that I bought at the Dollar Tree. Everything went smoothly. I love it. It took us a half a day to make, and that was mostly just waiting for the paint to dry and waiting for the Cricut to Cricut out all these street names. So yeah, very easy, very cute, and I love it as our first Halloween decoration of 2023. So, if you like this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Be sure to ring that notification bell so that you are alerted to all of the Real Life Friday videos I push out, which is every other Friday at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you share this video with your family and friends. And as always, thanks for hanging out.